Hey guys, welcome back. I made a couple recent changes to my gear, and so I wanted to share them with you. I recently replaced my tent with a single wall trekking pole Dyneema tent. That tent is the Zpacks Duplex. I decided to make this tent change because it's a simpler design, it takes up less volume, it weighs less, and I think it's going to be just more efficient because it's fewer moving parts. It also doesn't require a ground cloth or a footprint, and I think that that's going to translate to just a simpler day for me getting up in the morning and having fewer pieces to worry about to pull together and get packed. And I think on a day when things may be wet, it's fewer parts for me to worry about, which again, I think is going to translate to simplicity, and I think that's going to make for a more enjoyable trip for me. So looking at the Duplex, it is about 29 ounces lighter than my old tent. When you combine the tent, the dedicated poles, the ground cloth all together, 29 ounces is a pretty big savings. It's also considerably smaller volume. I have no dedicated poles, only using the trekking poles that I'll be carrying with me anyway, and no ground cloth or footprint at all. So I really feel good about this change. Of course, the price was not insignificant, but I feel like at the end of a long day and after many long days, it's going to be a welcomed purchase, and I think it's going to pay for itself. So I recently received this tent in the mail, and I unboxed it and took it out to set it up and take a look at how it was constructed, how easy it was to put up and take down, and just overall build quality. So I'd like to show that to you now. So if you're like me, getting the package and seeing what's inside is half of the fun of getting new gear. You can see there wasn't much in the box here, just the tent and the stakes, stake bag, and a couple of stickers. I like the Zpacks stickers, they're stylish. I ordered the Sonic stakes. These are aluminum stakes, they're light. I got the 6-inch stakes. They come in this Y configuration, I believe Zpacks calls them. They seem to have decent hold power. Altogether, the whole unit came in at about 22 ounces, which was really right at what I was expecting. So I took the tent down to my local park and I found a flat spot to set it up. And it wasn't too much of a challenge. It took me about 8 minutes altogether to get the tent set up. I started with staking out the corners and then putting in the first pole, and you'll see here that I struggled with that just a little bit the first time. It wasn't a major problem, but I didn't have the tension quite right, and I went back and got all the tension right, and things went pretty smoothly after that. No real struggles in getting the tent set up. Getting the tension right was a little bit tricky, but that's generally the case when you're setting up a tent that you haven't set up before. So after a couple attempts, this will get to be pretty quick and pretty easy. And you can see here we have the fully erect Zpacks Duplex. It's a pretty good pitch for a first attempt. So I just finished setting up the Zpacks Duplex, and my first impression is that I like it pretty well. It seems like it's well built. The materials seem like they're good quality materials. It seems to be well thought out. I really like the long zip opening. And you can see here a gear loop to attach things. Also a tension cord for the bathtub. and some of the other smaller features. The hooks here that you can see in the video. The one thing I'd say I don't necessarily care for are the side storage pockets. They're low, and I'm afraid I might crush things when I'm laying in my sleeping bag asleep. But otherwise, I think it's a perfect tent for one person and probably great for two. I think it's going to serve me well on my trip. It's obviously going to take me a few attempts to get it pitched just properly so that it's taut and doesn't allow any water in. That's normal for a new tent though. So a couple shots and I'll have it right. But that's all I've got for you for today. And with that, I think I'm going to sign off. I'll see you on the trail.